Chapter 4 Air. The Earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air core atmosphere. All living beings on this earth depend on this atmosphere for their survival. It provides us the air we breathe and protects us from the harmful effect of the sun rays. Without this blanket of protection, we would be baked alive by the heat of the sun during day and get frozen during night. So it is this mass of air that has made the temperature on the earth livable. Carbon dioxide released in the atmosphere creates a greenhouse effect by trapping the heat radiated from the earth. It is called greenhouse gas, and without it, the earth would have been too cool to live in. Composition of the atmosphere. However, when its level in the atmosphere increases due to the factory smoke or the car fume, the heat retained increases the temperature of the earth. This is called global warming. This rise in temperature causes the snow in the coldest part of the world to melt. As a result, the sea level rises, causing the flood in the coastal area. This may be a drastic change in the climate of a place, leading to the extinction of some plant and animal in the long run. Now, when we read about the composition of the atmosphere, do you know that the air we take in while breathing is actually a mixture of many gases? Nitrogen, oxygen are two gases which make up the bulk of the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, argon, hydrogen are found in lesser quantities. Apart from these gases, tiny dust particles are also present in the air. Nitrogen 78, oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide 0.03%, argon 0.93%. So the pie chart gives you the different percentage of the constituent of air. Nitrogen is the most plentiful gas in the air. When we inhale, we take some amount of nitrogen into our lungs and exhale it, but the blood plant needs nitrogen for their survival. They can not take nitrogen directly from the air. Bacteria that live in the soil and the roots of some plant, they take nitrogen from the air and change its form so that the plant can use it. Oxygen is the second most plentiful gas in the air. Humans and animals take oxygen from the air as they breathe. Green plant produces oxygen during the photosynthesis. In this way, oxygen contained in the air remains constant. If we cut the trees, then this balance will get disturbed. Carbon dioxide and other important gases. Green plant uses carbon dioxide to make their food and release oxygen. Humans or the animals release carbon dioxide. The amount of carbon dioxide released by the human animals seem to be equal to the amount used by the plant, which make a perfect balance. However, the balance is upset by burning of fuel such as coal and the oil. They add the billions of the tons of the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere each year. As a result, the increase in the carbon dioxide is affecting the Earth's weather as well as the climate. When air is heated, it expands, it becomes lighter and goes up. Cold air is denser and heavy. That is why it tends to sink down. When hot air rises, the cold air from the surrounding area rushes there to fill the gap. This is how the air circulation takes place. The top scientists of a way out of global warming, unstoppable CO2 level at 8 lakh year high, global sunscreen lightly thin. Global warming can bring back Jurassic era. Global warming, the winter was warmest on record. Is global warming a serious issue in today's world? Yes, of course. We structure the atmosphere. Atmosphere is divided into 5 layers, starting from the Earth's surface: the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, troposphere. This layer is the most important layer of the atmosphere. Its average height is 13 kilometers. The air we breathe exists here. Almost all the weather phenomena like rainfall, fog, hailstorm occur here. Stratosphere. Above the troposphere lies the stratosphere. It extends to a height of the 50 kilometer, 13 kilometer, then 50 kilometer. This layer is almost free from the cloud and associated with weather phenomena, making conditions more suitable for flying airplane. One important feature of the stratosphere is that it contains a layer of ozone gas. We have just learned how it protects us from the harmful effect of the sun's rays. Mesosphere. This is the third layer of the atmosphere. It lies above the stratosphere. It extends to a height of the 80 kilometer. A meteorite burn up in this layer upon entering from the space. Then we know about the thermosphere. In thermosphere, temperature rises very rapidly with increasing temperature rises very rapidly with increasing height. Ionosphere is a part of this layer. It extends between 80 to 400 kilometers. This layer also helps in radio transmission. In fact, radio waves are transmitted from the earth are reflected back to the earth by this layer. Exosphere, the uppermost layer of the atmosphere, is known as exosphere. This layer has very thin air. Light gases like the helium and hydrogen float into the space from here. Weather and climate. Is it going to rain today? Will it be bright and sunny today? How many times have we heard this day? From the anxious cricket fans speculating the fate of one day match. If we imagine our body to be a radio and the mind is speaker, weather is something that fiddles with this control knob. Whether is this hour to hour, day-to-day condition of the atmosphere, a hot or a humid weather may make one irritable, a pleasant, breezy weather may make one cheerful and even plan for an outing. Breezy weather can change dramatically from day to day. However, the average weather condition of a place for a longer period of time represents the climate of the place. Now, do you understand why we have a daily weather forecast? You will be surprised to know that the earth receives only one in itna part of the sun's energy. Temperature you feel every day is the temperature of the atmosphere. The degree of the hotness and the coldness of the air is known as the temperature. Thermometer measures the thermometer. Barometer measures atmospheric pressure. Rain gauge measures the amount of rainfall. Wind shows the direction of the wind. The temperature of the atmosphere changes not only between the day and night but also from season to season. Summers are hotter than the winter day and night, but also from season to season. summers are hotter than the winters. So an important influence that influences the distribution of the temperature is insolation. Insolation is the incoming solar radiation intercepted by the earth. The amount of the insolation decreases from the equator towards the pole, decreases from equator towards the pole. Therefore, the temperature decreases in the same manner. How do you understand the why poles are covered with snow? If the Earth's atmosphere temperature rises too high, it would become too warm for some crops to grow. Temperature in cities is much higher than that of the villages. The concrete and the metals in the building and the asphalt of the road get heated up during the day. Concrete, metal, asphalt. The heat is released during the night. Also, the crowded high-rise building of the cities trap the warm air and thus raises the temperature of the cities. ये सब trap कर लेते हैं. Tall building trap the warm air. The standard unit of measuring temperature is degree Celsius. It was invented by Anders Celsius on the Celsius scale. The water features 0 degree and boils at 100 degrees Celsius. You will be surprised to know that the air above us presses us with a great force on our bodies, however we don't even feel it. This is because the air presses from us air presses are from all directions. Our body exerts a counter pressure. Air pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of the air on the earth's surface. As we go up from the layer of the atmosphere, the pressure falls rapidly. The air pressure is highest at the sea level and decreases with the height. Horizontally, the distribution of the air pressure is influenced by the temperature of the air at a given place. In areas where the temperature is high, the air gets heated and rises. This creates a low pressure area. Low pressure area is associated with the cloudy skies. ये अगर लो प्रेशर है वहाँ पर तो इट्स associated with cloudy skies and wet weather. Is associated with cloudy skies and wet weather. In areas having lower temperature, the air is cold. It is therefore heavy. Cloudy skies and wet weather. Heavy air sinks and creates a high pressure area. High pressure is associated with clear and the sunny skies. अच्छा, low pressure, cloudy sky, wet weather, high pressure, clear and sunny sky. High pressure, clear and sunny sky. The air always moves from higher pressure area to low pressure area. On the moon there is no air, hence no air pressure. Astronauts have to wear special protective spacesuit filled with the air when they go to the moon. If they did not wear these spacesuits, the counter pressure exerted by the body of the astronaut would make the blood vessel burst and the astronaut would bleed. When the movement of the air from the high pressure area to a low pressure area is called the wind. You can see the wind at work as it blows dry leaves down the pavement or uproot tree during a storm. The movement of the air from the high pressure area to a low pressure area is called wind. You can see the wind at work as it blows dry leaves down the pavement or uproot tree during a storm. Sometimes when the wind blows gently, you can even see it blowing away smoke or the fine dust. At times wind can be so strong that it is difficult to walk against it. You must have experienced it. It is not easy to hold an umbrella on a windy day. Think of some other examples when strong winds are created. A wind is named after the direction from which it blows. The wind blowing from the west is called the westerly. Probably for you, wind can be divided into three types. Permanent wind, the trade wind, westerly and the easterly are the permanent wind. What are permanent? The trade wind, westerly, easterly, permanent. They blow constantly throughout the year in a particular direction. अब ये देखो, ये है इक्वेटोरियल, दिस इज लो प्रेशर. यहाँ पे इसे डोल्ड्रम कहते हैं. सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई प्रेशर, हॉट लैटिट्यूड. नॉर्थ ईस्ट ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर, नॉर्थ ईस्ट ट्रेड विंड. नॉर्थ ईस्ट ट्रेड विंड, साउथ ईस्ट ट्रेड विंड. ये साउथ ईस्ट से आ रही है और नॉर्थ ईस्ट से आ रही है. सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई से सब पोलर लो प्रेशर बेल्ट में आता है. These are prevailing westerlies. फिर high pressure से polar easterly. Seasonal wind, these winds change their direction in different seasons. For example, monsoon in India, local wind, these blow only during the particular period of the day or in a small. For example, land and the sea breeze, we recall the hot and the dry local wind of the northern plains of India. It is called as the Lu. Then you know about the cyclone. The cyclone's natural fury. Equatorial low, tropic of current 23.5. 30 डिग्री साउथ से 35 डिग्री सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई प्रेशर होता है. 30 से 35, देन 60 सब पूरा लो. इक्वेटोरियल लो, सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई, सब पोलर लो प्रेशर, हाई प्रेशर. Odisha located on the eastern sea coast of the India is prone to a cyclone that originated in the Bay of Bengal on 17 to 18 October 1999. Cyclone hit 5 districts of the state and another super cyclone occurred on the 29th October 1999. 31st to the last portion of the state. The damage caused mainly due to the three tidal surge. The winds up to the 260 meters per hour lasted for 36 years. These high velocity winds uprooted the trees, damaged the kacha houses, roof trusses, several industrial sheds and other houses were blown away. Power supply and telecom lines snapped completely. Heavy rain occurred under the influence of the cyclone for 3 days continuously. These rain led to the flooding in the major rivers of the Odisha. The cyclone winds causes the tidal wave that swept 20 km inland and brought massive destruction to the coastal areas. The 7 to 10 km high tidal wave intruded suddenly and caused a tidal wave. Cyclonic wind causes tidal wave that swept 20 km inland and brought massive destruction. Cyclone winds की वजह से tidal waves आई. 7 to 10 meter high tidal waves intruded suddenly and caused massive damage to the slanting paddy to the Standing pericroft. The cyclone originated as a depression in the Gulf of Thailand near the east of the Port Blair on 25 October 1999 and gradually moved in the northwest eastward direction. It intensified to a super cyclone and hit the area between the Irasama and Barracuda in Odisha on 29 October. The super cyclone swept the entire coast of Odisha, including the city of Bhubaneswar and the Cuttack and 28 coastal towns. About 30 million people were affected. A large number of the livestock were killed. Standing crops of paddy, vegetable, fruit were heavily damaged due to salination caused by the deluge. Large tract of agricultural land have turned infertile. Large tract of the sal tea bamboo plantation have disappeared. मैंग्रोव फॉरेस्ट बिटवीन द पैरादीप एंड द कोनाक वेनिस. देखो कितना डिफरेंशन हो गया. तो सबसे पहले क्या हो गया इसमें, लाइव स्टॉक, क्रॉप, सैलिनेशन, लैंड इनफर्टाइल, लास्ट ट्रैक्ट ऑफ साल्टिक बैम्बू प्लांटेशन डिसअपियर्ड, मैंग्रोव फॉरेस्ट. Next is moisture. When water evaporates from the land in different water bodies, it becomes water vapor. Moisture in the air at any time is known as the humidity. When the air is full of water vapor, we call it a humidity. As the air gets warmer, its capacity to hold the water vapor increases, and so it becomes more and more humid. On a humid day, clothes take longer to dry, or sweat from our body does not evaporate easily, making us feel very uncomfortable. When the water vapor rises, starts cooling, the water vapor condenses, causing the formation of the droplets of water. Clouds are just masses of the such water droplets. When these droplets of the water become too heavy to float in air, then they come down as precipitation. Jet planes flying the sky, they leave a white trail behind them. The moisture from the engines condenses. We see trail of this condensed moisture, or sometime when there is no air movement to disturb it. Precipitation that come down to the earth in the liquid form is called the rain. Most of the ground water comes from the rainwater plant to help preserve water. When trees on hillsides are cut, rainwater flows down the bare mountain and cause flooding of low-lying areas. When trees on hillsides are cut, rainwater flows down the bare mountain and cause flooding of the low-lying areas. On the basis of the mechanism, there are three types of rainfall: convectional, orographic and the cyclonic rainfall. Now अभी हम लोग साइक्लोनिक रेनफॉल कहते हैं जिसमें कोल्ड वार्म एयर ऊपर जाए, कोल्ड नीचे. साइक्लोनिक रेनफॉल हुई ओरोग्राफी जो माउंटेन की वजह से होती है, एंड देन कन्वेक्शनल रेनफॉल, नॉर्मल प्रोसेस टाइप्स ऑफ रेनफॉल. नेक्स्ट की बात करते हैं. रेनफॉल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द सर्वाइवल ऑफ द प्लांट एंड द एनिमल. इट ब्रिंग्स फ्रेश वाटर टू द अर्थ सर्फेस. इफ रेनफॉल इज लेस, वाटर scarcity and drought occur. On the other hand, it is more, flood takes place. Other form of precipitation, other form of snow, sleet, hail. Thank you.